This is an emergency video because as I'm traveling in Europe right now, we're seeing something very extraordinary, something that I personally have predicted. And that is that Bitcoin is going down, well, we're stagnating, while Ethereum is actually going up. And Ethereum currently, our trade in this whole trading challenge from 1 million to 10 million is actually going profitable again. And there is a good reason as to why that is. And before I tell you guys, call me Mr. Spot in the comments, because I had this feeling that this might be the case, that the dominance of Bitcoin might slightly go down in favor of a couple of other tokens, in this particular situation in favor of Ethereum. So if we look just technically at ETH, then as you can see, we actually broke this support and now we are retesting it yet again, and we are pushing really hard. And right now we're going to be going into the area of 3,400, very strong resistance. And all of this while Bitcoin isn't doing much, while Bitcoin arguably is actually going down. So, and you know, you said, oh, that's never possible, Thomas. Listen to Mr. Spot On when Mr. Spot On is explaining things, and always watch my videos from the beginning and until the end. And this just spells huge potential for our trade here. But let me just put everything in perspective. Something new just came out, brand new news. So therefore, even though I'm actually in Europe and I was not planning to make a video, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and click that like button to show me some support for me actually keeping you guys updated. Now, anyway, let's just jump straight into this and quickly remember about the bonuses with Bybit. They, just between us, they told me that it's possible that after all we'll be ending them soon. So you can, with my link down description of this video, you can claim up to $30,000 initial deposit bonuses and all these other bonuses you can see on the screen. And you're gonna need good bonuses. You're gonna need money on an exchange you're gonna be trading at anyway. So it's a win-win situation. So anyway, enough shilling. Really good news in my opinion. So what we are saying right now is this: Franklin Templeton lists Ethereum ETF on DTCC. So, you know, a lot of people have said, oh, Thomas, it's so impossible for Ethereum ETF to be there. Yeah, well, let me show you something. You know, it makes me so excited because a lot of people, I think, might be caught off guard by this. They're going to say, oh, it is because of its proof of stake, whatever. It's not sufficiently decentralized, even though Gary Gensler and the SEC, they actually have implicitly and explicitly confirmed it's not a security. Only now recently they're showing the stance against it, as always they've done before, even with Bitcoin. So we know that BlackRock is in there for a reason, and other, you know, very hard to prove, but anyway, there are so many other reasons why it's going to be approved sooner or later. And now what I'm seeing today here is telling me that probably they will approve it sooner than later. So once again, Franklin Templeton lists Ethereum ETF on DTCC. So what the hell does that even mean? So basically, there are many, you know, institutions that are actually applying for the Ethereum spot ETF. BlackRock and Franklin Templeton and Fidelity, I believe, as well. There's many of them. And when you're being listed on DTCC, this is basically a preparation for the actual listing and approval of the Ethereum ETF. So a lot of people might say, oh, it's got nothing to do with the approval of the SEC, whatever. And that's why there is, you know, this, for example, article which says Franklin Templeton's Ethereum ETF listed on DTCC, but no guarantee of SEC approval. And that is correct, that there is no guarantee. It's got DTCC's got nothing to do with SEC. However, guys, I've done a little bit of digging, a little bit of research, and again, that's the reason why we're back profitable again. And there is a reason why Ethereum is actually pumping quite well and Bitcoin is standing there. Is because, well, for one, in just a couple of days, we have Hong Kong's, which is going to start trading in terms of the Ethereum spot ETF in Hong Kong. And also we have ETNs in London coming up, which also have Ethereum ETNs, which the mechanics is very similar to ETF. And this here, I was speaking to ChatGPT about the US one and about this whole thing with DTCC. And I was like, could you please give me any instance in the history of the markets, in crypto, not in crypto, whatever, where there would be an instance where an ETF were to be listed, this most important thing, guys, please pay attention, that an ETF would be listed on DTCC, but subsequently would be rejected. at the final deadline. And when is the final deadline for Ethereum spot ETF? That's right, it's in May. So it's literally next month. We are almost in May right now. So, and ChatGPT told me the following. I couldn't find a specific precedent where an ETF was added to the DTCC list and then rejected by the SEC. So, isn't this a pattern? And then here, for example, I keep asking many questions to ChatGPT. You need to learn how to actually talk to it so it gives you some freaking answers, because sometimes it's pretty bad, but sometimes it's pretty good when you know how to talk to it. So my next question was, so then there appears to be a 100% correlation between DTC listing and a subsequent approval of the ETF itself. And here it gave me the shenanigans. It's not accurate to say there is a 100% correlation between DTC listing and subsequent SEC approval. The DTC listing primarily indicates that ETF is operational, ready to be traded, cleared and settled. It does not necessarily imply that SEC approved approval is guaranteed. So it gave me this, spiel, shenanigan of not financial advice, and it's not, you cannot say it's that accurate, blah, blah, blah. But I would ask it again, right here. And I said, yes, I'm looking for a pattern. It seems according to this pattern in history, they should not list it on DTCC unless they were certain of the approval. What the answer was, it does appear there is a pattern where ETFs listed on DTCC have historically gone on to receive SEC approval, or at least not been rejected following their listing. So, guys, there hasn't been a single instance in which there was DTCC listing of an ETF and then it was rejected, because they don't list shit they know will be rejected. Unless this is going to turn into the first ever precedent in the history of the markets and will be the first one to get listed on DTCC and then rejected, first one ever, and even BlackRock will be surprised by it, etc., which I don't think is going to be the case. And especially seeing that SEC actually approved the futures ETF on Ethereum, which I know is not the same thing. But however, if they really believed that it was a security, they would not have approved it. They would have been standing in the way of it. Guaranteed. I spoke to securities lawyers and they said, yeah, well, by actually allowing the futures one, they confirmed that it's not a security. And right now, for some stupid reason, they're creating more FUD and saying, oh, we're going after MetaMask and Consensus, whatever the company is actually suing them now. So it's all only FUD in my opinion. And the market is slowly starting to realize this. And that's why we have this pump in Ethereum right now, which is see how excited I am? So anyway, that's why we have this pump right here, which is quite strong in comparison to what is happening with Bitcoin, because the market is starting to actually realize that this could be the next narrative, that this could be the next trend. Of course, we can crash down now, whatever, there can be volatility, but in general, I hope you're excited, because I've been building this multi-million-dollar Ethereum long trade for a good reason. And it seems like I was yet again Mr. Spot On. So anyway, you guys, check out this quick tutorial on how to trade crypto with proper risk and money management. And as always, peace and love. That's Kralow. Stay smart, stay very rich, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.